Hi, I'm Juliet. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I have a business called Hidden Angel Records and Hidden Angel Publishing, and we're at hiddenangel.net, so I hope that you'll cruise by there and check out my store and my lyrics and videos and song clips and pictures and all sorts of stuff. This song is called All These Fears. Stop being selfish and give. When will I face all these fears and break free? Why am I so afraid to be me? As a child, like a few creatures crawling up my legs, all alone in my bed at night, I'd jump and cry and beg. I was truly afraid of monsters. I knew they were under my bed, or hiding in my closet, slowly invading my head. But night, it was 3 a.m., watching ghosts float down the hall, out to get me. They truly were the most frightening of all. Out of breath, my heart was pounding, covers up to my chin. I screamed my nightmare silent scream, no sound, no rescue, no wind. When will I shed all these fears and live? When will I stop being selfish and give? When will I face all these fears and break free? Why am I so afraid to be me? Now I try that Cupid will curse me. I live my life alone. A glass is empty for all to see, and the hearts will turn to stone. One fatal mistake will finish me, like Eve's tragic fall, and people will finally find out what's really behind my wall. Fear and pain are my offering. They attack my heart once more. My nerves are throbbing like guitar strings and arpeggios that soar. If we stand in opposite corners, my hearts and minds exposed, when we're strong enough to stand it with our battle scars exposed. When will we shed all these fears and live? When will I stop being selfish and give? When will I face all these fears and break free? Why am I so afraid to be me? I have always lived in a sea of fear, waiting for a shoe to drop, waiting for my heart to stop pounding through my chest. Now I'll confront my fears head on, speak my truth and sing my song. And if you choose to walk away after you've heard what I've had to say, at least I believed in me. Now I'll shed all these fears and live. Now I will stop being selfish and give. Now I will face all these fears and break free. Now I will stop being scared to be me. Now I will shed all these fears and live. Now I will stop being selfish and give. Now I will face all these fears and break free. Now I'm not so afraid to be me. So I wrote this song kind of halfway through a relationship that was kind of a disaster. And I was always so afraid I would say the wrong thing or do the wrong thing. And one fatal mistake, or, you know, I was late for something or said the wrong thing, and they would figure out who I really was and leave. And as a child, I lived in a really old house. Our house was built in 1787, and I was just convinced that there were ghosts in there, and I'd wake up in the middle of the night, and I could swear I could see them floating down the hall, and they'd be getting closer and closer and closer to my bed, and then I'd hide under the covers and think they were crawling up my legs, and then I would think they were in the closet. I mean, and just, I'd hide in my bed until they went away. A couple times I went to see my parents, but they're like, go back to bed. So they're like, whatever. But, and the second verse was, you know, about that, the whole thing that I was afraid that I would never find a husband and be by myself, and because I made a mistake, and that's the one chance you get. And, you know, that's a codependent thing. You get one mistake and that's it. And then everything's going to go bad. That's all or nothing catastrophic thinking, you know. And by the time I get to the bridge, it's just, you know, I realize I'm going to face my fears, I'm going to be myself, and I'm going to speak my truth. And even if it's conflict, you see, I'm a conflict avoidant codependent. Codependents hate conflict, at least I do. And they'll do anything to avoid that. But then you get to be a people pleaser, and you compromise everything, and then you compromise yourself, and then you get mad at yourself. And especially my inner child just hates that, and then she gets passive aggressive and pissy, and it's very nasty. So I'm going to speak my truth, and if we disagree, oh well, because that's one thing I learned in recovery is people aren't going to always agree, because we're different, we have different points of view. But it doesn't mean that if you have one conflict and the person's going to leave, you know, and if they do, then you probably don't want them around anyway. So that is all these fears, and here it is again. child like a few creatures crawling up my legs. All alone in my bed at night, I'd jump and cry and beg. I was truly afraid of monsters. I knew they were under my bed, or hiding in my closet, slowly invading my head. But it was 3 a.m. watching ghosts float down the hall, out to get me. They truly were the most frightening of all. Out of breath, my heart was pounding, covers up to my chin. I screamed my nightmare silent scream, no sound, no rescue, no wind. When will I shed all these fears and live? When will I stop being selfish and give? All these fears and break free. Why am I so afraid to be me? Now I try that Cupid will curse me. I live my life alone. A glass is empty for all to see, and the hearts will turn to stone. One fatal mistake will finish me, like Eve's tragic fall, and people will finally find out what's really behind my wall. Fear and pain are my offering. They attack my heart once more. My nerves are throbbing like guitar strings and arpeggios that soar. If we stand in opposite corners, my hearts and minds exposed, when we're strong enough to stand it with our battle scars exposed. When will we shed all these fears and live? When will I stop being selfish and give? When will I face all these fears and break free? Why am I so afraid to be me? I have always lived in a sea of fear, waiting for a shoe to drop, waiting for my heart to stop pounding through my chest. Now I'll confront my fears head on, speak my truth and sing my song. And if you choose to walk away after you've heard what I've had to say, at least I believed in me. Now I'll shed all these fears and live. Now I will stop being selfish and give. Now I will face all these fears and break free. Now I will stop being scared to be me. Now I will shed all these fears and live. Now I will stop being selfish and give. Now I will face all these fears and break free. thank you. I'm Juliet. I hope you'll visit my YouTube channel and my website, hiddenangel.net, and check out the stuff that's on there. Thanks a lot. Have a great day. Bye.